Hey guys, welcome back to Swatch Strike, and today I'm going to be doing the if I could only keep 10 eyeshadow palettes video. And I did see this video a while back by Lauren. She did make her video like about a year ago, so I do want to mention her, but the tag was created by Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. So I will leave both of their channels and their videos down below so you can watch them. But yeah, let's get into this. So first of all, this was so hard. Like, I switched the 10 palettes that I was originally going to keep like a billion times, and then I was like, you know what, I can't just do 10. So like I did do 10, but then I'm gonna do like 5 extra bonus, which is still really hard, and I still couldn't choose 5 extra ones. So yeah, this is just like really cruel, especially if you have more than like 20 palettes. This is just really hard. But anyways, so first I want to start with the green eyeshadows. So the Give Me Glow Juicy Olive, I did choose this over the Gemini from Mel Cosmetics only because this does have more mattes in it than the Gemini one, and it also has 2 green shimmers instead of 1 green shimmer. So I was just like, you know what, this would be better for me because I love greens, and this has more greens than the Gemini. The Gemini only has 4 greens and this one has 6. So if it was just like the 4 greens, then it would be perfect. But then I just chose this one because it does have more greens than the Gemini one. And those neutrals, I can get them in like other palettes, so I don't need them. I just need the greens. So solely for the greens, I would definitely keep the Juicy Olive. Then I was thinking about like brighter colors, and I have this is my only pastel eyeshadow palette, so I would definitely want to keep it because this is a great eyeshadow palette. This blends so easily. It's not even a hard eyeshadow palette to work with, and I always thought that pastels were like super hard to make, would either be super patchy or just not show up on your eyelid, and this shows up great and it blends out even better, and you can still see it on your eyes. And I just really love this palette. So this Creepy Cute palette would just have to stay with me at all times. And then for colorful, like a rainbow palette, I did choose this Violet Voss Bright Vibes palette because it does have a lime green, and that's probably the reason why I chose this palette, because it doesn't have a like true red. Like this one is more like a pinky red, and yeah, but it does have like almost all the colors of the rainbow. I was going to choose the Colored Rain pressed pigment palette, but I decided to choose this for this green solely alone because I really love lime green and I don't have any other like lime green, so I decided to choose this one. And this is missing a red, so I did pick a palette that has the red that I do enjoy, but this palette is amazing. Violet Voss's eyeshadows are great. I don't know why it took me so long to try them out, but the formula in this is really great. This is really pigmented and it blends out amazingly. None of these shades are patchy or like hard to work with, and that's really like hard to come by, especially like with purples and stuff, because usually all the purples I have from companies are like either a little bit harder to work with or just don't show up true to color on me. So yeah, this one is really good, so I would definitely keep this one as well. Then, like I said, that palette was missing a red, like a matte red, a true matte red, so I would definitely keep the Mel Cosmetics Morte palette for that purpose. And also, I really do love this palette. I don't use this one as much as I use Vita, but I would definitely keep this one and not Vita because of the reds in here and the blues in here. and this like teal shimmer. I just have to keep this palette over the Vita one because this gives me what I want more than the Vita one, if that makes any sense. Like, I would prefer to have like more grungy, sultry looks than have like bright neon looks. So I would definitely pick this one. And also the red in the Vita palette is more like a red orange and not a true red like Corazon is in this one. So definitely have to keep this one. Also the packaging in this is great. And you can no longer get this anywhere. So I would definitely want to keep that. And for blue palettes, I would definitely keep the Well Song palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. This is my favorite blue eyeshadow palette. I just really love this one. This is not the way it comes originally, so I don't know what these shades are called at all, because I did rearrange this in a way that I thought would be better for me personally. But this blue shimmer is the best blue shimmer I have ever touched. These blue mattes just blend great. Like, there's no problem with this palette. This is just a great palette. Like, I don't know. This is probably the best blue eyeshadow palette I own. And I will just need to keep this one over any other blue eyeshadow palette because it is just the best thing ever. I also really do love purple eyeshadows. And I think for my purples, I think I'll definitely keep the Colored Rain Power Palette. The purples in here are more like pinky purples and plums, but there is like, you do have this darkened plum, which is like an eggplant color, and then you do have this purple shimmer, which is also really great. I would definitely keep this one. This palette is honestly underrated. It's on sale right now for $14.50 if you want to get it before it's gone forever. But this is honestly my favorite purple palette ever, and Colored Rain's formula is just the best formula out there, honestly. I just love this one so much. This is so easy to work with. The purples in here are just so pretty, and I don't know, I would have to keep this one over any other purple eyeshadow palette that I have because it's Colored Rain. Like, come on now. So for my, like, I do love neutral eyeshadow. I feel like I'm definitely a lover of both. And I do love neutral eyeshadow palettes that have like unique shimmers and stuff like that. So for that, I would definitely pick the Sydney Grace Enjoying Love palette. This palette is beautiful. This is the light one, right? Yeah, this is the light one. And Sydney Grace's shimmers are so pretty. They're so metallic-y. They're so like glittery and shiny and all of the above. Like, just look at this. Like, I don't know, but this palette is just great. And I don't know why it took me so long to try Sydney Grace, but I tried them and I love them. And this palette is great. This is like the best neutral palette that I have. It's just amazing. I don't know. I definitely would keep this forever and ever and ever. And I really do love cool tones. So as like my cool tone neutral palette, I would definitely keep this little Viseart palette. This is the Color Theory palettes. And this is in Chroma, which is the number 3. And this one is beautiful. I've used this 2 times now. And I've never tried Viseart shimmers before. And these shimmers, like, they're not like super like shiny like this one is. Like, you can tell like all the like light reflecting off of it. The shimmers in the Viseart palette are more like, I don't know, like elegant type of shimmers where they're not like super metallic-y, but they still like give you the shine. I don't know how to describe those type of shimmers, but this is the one from Sydney Grace, and you can tell how like vibrant that is. And then these are like more toned down, but you can still see like the shine in them. But I really do like that palette. This palette is gorgeous, and it's so easy to work with. It's so easy to make a look out of this. This kind of reminds me of that palette that ColourPop has. I forgot what it's called because they changed the name. I don't know, but it used to be called Smoke Show, but then it was already trademarked, that name, so they had to change the name. But this one reminds me of that, but I would definitely prefer this formula over the ColourPop's formula, so I'll definitely keep this. Now for like my last two palettes, I would definitely have to keep the Gold palette. This Natasha Denona palette this was my first Natasha Denona palette, and I got this as a gift. And when I got this, I was so impressed with it. It's just so great. These shimmers here, they like reflect green, and I don't know how, but they do. And it's just like the perfect gold palette in the world. I really love this palette, and it's neutral, but it's like sultry. It's like elegant. It's like you can use this for partying. You can use this all year round, and it's just perfect. Like, look at this palette. And if you use this palette on your eyes, because it looks basic as hell right here, but when you put it on your eyes and you use the shimmers in this palette, it's like a whole new world. It's like you just open a dimension to a new world where your eyelids are just always shiny and glittery and just beautiful. So I do really love this palette. And then I would definitely keep the Sunset palette, also from Natasha Denona. The only reason why I would keep this palette is because I don't have any other warm tones here, and if I want to do warm tones, I would definitely use this palette. And this is the Natasha Denona formula, so like, why not? But I just got this recently, so I've only like used two shades in here so far, but this was like a holy grail. Like, when this came out, it sold out, and like for a palette that costs $129 to sell out, it has to be great. Like, it just has to be. But I would definitely keep this one for that purpose, because whenever I want like sunsetty looks and warm toned looks, I can use this and I won't be mad at it. Now for the 5 bonus palettes, which is super duper hard, one of them I would keep is definitely the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette from Desi and Katie. This palette is just gorgeous. These 3, I think these are called like, I forgot what the formula is called, but they do sell these, like the same formula of these 3 separately, like in little pans. But I heard that this formula in the palette is better, and honestly the formula of these is something different than I've ever like experienced from any other brand. It's just like so different, and these colors are just so beautiful. Like, I don't know, but Dose of Color, Desi and Katie killed it with this palette. Like, just look at that, and imagine that on your lid. Like, this blue on your lid is just gorgeous. I don't know. And then I love to do this one to smoke out like any eyeshadow, like this deeper blue one, because it is just great. Like, this gives you the best like smoked out look with a shimmer. And this palette, like, I take this everywhere with me because the mattes in here, like, I don't always use the shimmers in here, but the mattes in here are also really great, and they're really neutral, so you can use like, you can do like your everyday looks with this, but then you can also use those shimmers and like transform your look, which I love. I love being able to do that, so I definitely do love that. So for number 12, for number 2, I would definitely keep the Natasha Denona Safari palette, and the reason being is because this is like the grungy like dream right here. I don't know, but this kind of reminds me of like what subculture was and colors like that. And like, I really, really love colors like that. So I would definitely have to keep this one for that reason. And also the formula in this is actually really, really good. I know this was like a controversial palette and all that stuff, but I really like the formula in this. And definitely better than Subculture, 1,000,000,000%. Like, 1,000,000,000%. Like, you don't have to work to blend it out. Like, it actually blends out and stuff like that. But, yeah. So, the bonus number 3 palette that I will keep, I just knocked the tripod down, is definitely the Hasina 2 from Blush Tribe. This palette is so pretty. Like, this palette is gorgeous. It has your blues, your greens, purples. It just has my 3 favorite colors and eyeshadows all together. And it's great. Like, the formula in this is actually really, really good. And yeah, I just really like this palette. This black is also really, really nice. And the shimmers in here are also pretty. So I will definitely keep this. Blush Tribe is no longer a brand, but this palette is really good. So I don't even care if it's not a brand. I will keep it forever. Okay. And for number 4 bonus palette, I would definitely keep the Impulsive palette from Milk Cosmetics. This is like the bulkiest palette I have. Like, just look at this. Beyond bulky. But anyways, I would definitely keep it for probably alone Go Getter, because Go Getter is just that color in this palette. Like, if Milk Cosmetics did a stack and made Go Getter as a single, like, I will get it. And then these shimmers here are also really nice. I did leave the little sleeve and I just put them on the shimmer side because, you know, shimmers usually are messier than mattes. So I did that, you know, make it cute with little curtains. So I would definitely keep this. And the mattes in here are also really nice. Milk Cosmetics formula is really good. So this is not a letdown. And I would definitely want to keep this one alone for that Go Getter shade. But every other shade in here is also really good. So that's fine. And then I'm stuck between 2 palettes. If not, I'm going to have 16. But 2 palettes I'm struggling with is the OPV Beauty Spotlight palette and the Star Cosmetics Arcana palette. I just don't know which one I want to keep from these 2. And the reason being is because, honestly, I love both of them. And I don't know. Because this one is like your magic, mystical life. And then this one is like everything together. Like, I don't know. Why is this so hard? You know what? I would definitely keep the OPV Beauty one, Spotlight. Because I feel like it does have a little bit, you know, it has the most variety in a palette. And it's beautiful. Honestly, the shimmers in this palette are really great. And I would keep this one. I really love this. This was supposedly, like, people have compared this to the, like, people have said that this looks a lot like the Born, what is it called? That Urban Decay palette, I forgot what it's called, that everybody and their grandma has. That one. But I really prefer this one because this one is more vibrant. And it's an indie brand, so why not? I really love this one. So this is definitely my bonus number 5. And if I could keep another bonus, it would be the Arcana. And if I could keep more bonuses, it would keep just going and going until I keep my whole entire eyeshadow palette collection. So let's not keep going. So that is everything. Those are my 10 eyeshadow palettes that I would keep plus 5 bonuses. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know what you guys would choose as your 10. If you could keep 10. And if you cannot keep 10, then cheat like I did and keep some bonuses, you know? You can keep 5 like I did if you want to. But thank you for watching my video and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.